as many things as you can. Why not go to the max? I've got a good question for you. How tall will a tree grow? As tall as it can.
I will break you before you break me. You will not defeat me. You will not destroy me.
Faith, mind, and the spoken word are the three most powerful things in existence. And when united in truth, nothing can prevail against them. Truth.
The fact that you're still alive, still on this earth, even though it's been challenging and rough. And sometimes you get discouraged and uninspired to keep going. God has a plan. You will grow through what you go through. Don't be sad, be grateful. Don't dwell, do. Don't complain, create. We got this. As long as there's breath in my lungs, there's hope in our hearts. And giving up is not an option. You and I, and we, no matter what your unique situation, your storm, your struggle, your trauma, your abuse, your wounds, your scars, no matter what they are, you are not a product of your past.
Did you ever hear of a tree growing half as high as it could? No! Trees don't grow half, they grow all. Full. They drive their roots as deep as they can, stretch as high as they can, produce every leaf they can. Trees go to the max. Now, why would human beings settle for less than the max of their capacity? Simple answer. They have the power of choice to do so. It gives us the dignity of being human beings, called the power of choice. So we've got a couple of choices. Let me give them to you. Here they are. To be all or to be part. Now, this is a philosophical discussion. You can choose to be less than you were designed to be, or you can choose to be all you were designed to be. I'm merely suggesting that you ponder what the all might do for your life in the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years.
Lay hold of it. Some of you are so ignorant. You've been through so much hell. You gonna quit now? You should have quit 10 years ago when you got raped. You should have quit 10 years ago when he walked out on you. You should have been quit. You don't quit now. It's the 10th round. You got 2 more to go. And when you get to success, it's not about skill. When you get to a certain level of success, it's about stamina. It's about stamina. It's about you won't break me. You can't take me. I fought too long. I fought too hard. If I was going to quit Satan, you should have got me a 7D home. You should have spoken to me when I was eating out of trash can. It's too late now. I'm in the Ritz-Carlton. It's too late now.
If you refined your philosophy of activity and went for it all. So the difference in value is not the amount. If you do the best you can and you make $10,000 a year, we call that enough. If you do the best you can and you make $1 million a year, we call that enough. Enough is not the difference between 10,000 and a million. Enough is simply doing the best you can. A group of psychiatrists invited me to come and lecture in Los Angeles. Not too long ago, I thought that was fascinating. I never graduated from college. But they wanted to hear my story, so I go talk to the psychiatrist. Then in the middle of my talk, I had the audacity to say, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what I think most messes with the mind. They said, what do you think most messes with the mind? I said, I think it is simply doing less than you can messes with the mind. It causes all kinds of psychic damage, I think.
Because I keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. It's too late. I got people's lives out there. It's too late. You should have brought me a long time ago. I'm unbreakable now. If you could take this one principle that HW gave me, it revolutionized my life. It's about to revolutionize your life if you would just embrace it. Michael Jordan his career started by somebody telling him no. That there's no way you're not good enough to play basketball. You hear me? In high school, he was told, you can't play on this team. You're not good enough. Guess what he did? He kept fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And even when he wasn't on the team, he was still fighting and fighting. And when he got cut, he never stopped fighting and fighting. And he came back the next year, made it on varsity, went to North Carolina. Listen to me.
You are not a product of your environment or your current unique situation, but you are always a product of how do we navigate through our storm. And so we're all waiting for perfect. It's an illusion that will never come true. It's an excuse to never show up and play. Your story is not meant to be your fortress. Your story is meant to be your fuel. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind. That dream is not going to wait and say, take a breather. It's going to say, come catch me. Catch me.
It's the chiropractor of the mind. Forgiveness is dialysis for the soul. Change will only happen when you initiate it. A disciplined mind rooted in truth can do the impossible. Your mindset is the thermostat that sets the tone for every environment that you enter. You cannot walk through the door of God's blessing still carrying every wrong done to you in the past. What doubt murdered, faith can resurrect. The way you think today will manufacture what you experience tomorrow. Your life comes directly off the assembly line of your mind. To give up on a dream is to commit an abortion on a life one could have had. The devil will always go to war at the point of expansion. Every place that you can grow, thrive, or multiply, the enemy will attack. There's a mindset required.
One of the questions I get asked all the time is, how do I balance my life? You know, people are right now, they have a full-time job. There's a new study out that says more than ever right now, people have a side hustle, plus family, fitness, spirituality, all those things. How do you balance them? The first thing I would tell you is that in my estimation, balance is a complete and total fallacy. It's some concept people came up with years ago in personal development, self-improvement, that every single person I know that's successful understands is impossible. Doesn't mean the pursuit of balance isn't important, but the attainment of it is a very elusive and I believe not possible probability for somebody who's an achiever. And the reason for that is, at any given time in our lives, one of the areas is spiking, whether that's business or family or our finances, fitness. Areas spike and surge. There's an ebbs and flow of life that is inevitable, and people who try to seek complete balance become bored. Balance really equals boredom in our life. It means everything's sort of vanilla, everything is sort of average. But if you're going to max out in an area, more than likely there's an area not maxing out at that time.
You got to block out all the noise around you. That's going to tell you can't do it. Just believe that you can. Tell yourself, I am more than my circumstances. I am more than my demons. I am great and I will give my gift to the world, because this is what I was born to do. Go get it, son. Go get it. Be sweet. 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 Go get it, son. If you're going to see it, you're going to see breakthrough. Then you are going to have to be okay with the process that is required. The one thing you need to do to go where you've never gone before, to have what you've never had before, is to change the way you think.
To see opportunity. Can you see it? One thought can change the momentum and trajectory of your whole life. You're just one thought away from greatness. Success is about positioning. Getting up every day and doing the right things will eventually put you in position to win. Your future is too important to be held hostage by fear. Your life right now is the fruit of your previous thoughts and belief systems. Unforgiveness is the number one thing hindering most people's success. Broken focus is the number one reason for failure. Success requires understanding every aspect of your opponent, and the best way to do that is to look in the mirror. Big changes start with small steps. Faith is to laugh at any evidence, challenge, or obstacle that runs contrary to that which you are believing for. Let nothing derail your progress. To be successful, you must find ways to stay consistent even when drama, chaos, and unforeseen circumstances arise, because they will.
Why is that so important? I think so many of us begin to beat ourselves up and feel bad when a particular area of our life is suffering and another one is flourishing, because we've been told we're supposed to have this balance. It's like this thing that you're supposed to have if you're a successful person, or in some cases even a good person. And nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, you take any athlete when they're in their season, if you're an NFL football player, during those 6 months that you're in season, certain other areas of your life have to suffer for you to max out that time. That doesn't mean we shouldn't seek balance. It doesn't mean we shouldn't evaluate where we are. Doesn't mean we shouldn't make adjustments, but we should not be beating ourselves up because one area is more successful than another area. You're not God, you're not Jesus, you're not gonna be able to max every single area out. And so having said that though, there are some things we can do to make sure that the people around us, because the root of the question is this. The root of the question is my family going to suffer if I begin to become more successful in my business or in my side hustle? Does something have to give?
You're at the edge watching someone else live, wondering what it's going to be like when you jump without ever jumping, and I'm just here to tell you, jump. Believe that you can. Believe it's possible for you to have it. Don't lay on your back. Anything that comes your way, you've got to be prepared to accept the challenge and go through it. And stop thinking about the negatives. Stop talking about the negative. Ask yourself, what would amazing look like for you? As long as the heart is pumping blood, you're not dead yet. They haven't put rose petals on your box yet. Make sure every breath you take counts for something. Continue to pursue purpose, and we all got a purpose. Every one of you here in this room were born to not just exist, but to experience life.